The screen flickered and my heart stopped. There I was, on the monitor, sitting on my bed in nothing but my underwear, scrolling through my phone. My breath caught in my throat as I watched myself, watched me, in my most private moments, completely unaware. My hands trembled as I rewound the footage. It wasn't a fluke. There it was again. Me drying my hair. Me changing my clothes. Me crying after a long day. The audacity of it, the violation, was so staggering I felt like the walls were closing in. But what made my stomach churn wasn't just the fact that someone had been watching me. It was who had been watching me. The camera angle was unmistakably from the corner of my room, right where Emily's stuffed bear had sat for months. Emily, my best friend since childhood, the person I trusted more than anyone else in the world. My mind raced, trying to piece together the timeline. She'd gifted me that bear last Christmas, telling me it would remind me of her whenever she wasn't around. At the time, I thought it was sweet. Now it felt like a sick joke. How long had she been planning this? How many times had she sat in her apartment watching me live my life while pretending to care about me over text? I grabbed the bear, my fingers digging into its soft fur. My hands shook as I pried it open, revealing the tiny lens nestled inside. It was so small, so cleverly hidden, that I almost admired the ingenuity, if it weren't for the fact that it was destroying every ounce of trust I'd ever had. Anger simmered beneath my skin, but it was drowned out by the crushing weight of betrayal. Emily knew everything about me, my fears, my dreams, my darkest secrets. She'd been the one I turned to when my parents divorced, when I got fired from my first job, when I thought I'd never find love. And all this time, she'd been spying on me? I grabbed my phone, my fingers hovering over her name and my contacts. I wanted to call her, to scream, to demand answers. But what could I even say? How do you confront someone who's so deeply woven into your life that unraveling them feels like unraveling yourself? Instead, I took a deep breath and rewatched the footage. I needed proof, something undeniable, something I could hold on to when she inevitably tried to deny it. As I watched, I noticed something else. The camera wasn't just recording me. Every time she texted me, asking if I was home, what I was wearing, if I'd met anyone new, she was watching my reactions in real time. My stomach churned. She hadn't just betrayed my trust, she'd weaponized it. To be continued. Before I tell you what happened next, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps us grow. Now, back to the story. I didn't confront Emily, not yet. Instead, I smiled. I texted her like nothing was wrong. I even made sure to change in front of the bear, letting her watch. But this time, I was in control. I spent days planning, researching, digging into every dark corner of the internet until I found exactly what I needed. Then, I waited. The night of her birthday party was perfect. Her apartment was packed with friends, laughter, cheap wine, just the kind of chaos where no one would notice a little sabotage. I arrived late, hugging her like I still loved her, slipping the tiny USB drive into her coat pocket when she wasn't looking. The virus did the rest. By midnight, her laptop, connected to the projector for a dumb slideshow of memories, suddenly flickered. The music cut out. The screen went black. Then, in horrifying HD, my footage played. Not just me, but everyone. Emily's face drained of color as the room erupted in gasps. There was Sarah, her coworker, changing in a gym locker room. There was Mark, her ex, asleep in his bed. There was even her own sister, unaware, vulnerable. The room turned on her in seconds. Sarah screamed. Mark lunged. Glasses shattered. Someone called the cops. I stood in the corner, sipping my drink, watching Emily's life implode. She clawed at her laptop, sobbing, begging, but it was too late. The files were already uploading, public, tagged, forever. By the time the police arrived, she was hysterical, babbling denials. But the evidence was undeniable. The hidden cameras, the recordings, the betrayal. As they dragged her out in cuffs, our eyes met. For the first time, she was the one exposed. I never visited her in jail, never answered her desperate letters. Some betrayals can't be forgiven, only destroyed.